What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are at our Orange County yard and we have quite a few things going on here. Last night the temperatures dropped to about 20 degrees here and I got a call around 11 p.m. for some ice in the village. So one of our guys came in and went out in this truck. He was gonna use that one, but we had the keys hidden and he didn't call us. He just couldn't find them, so he hopped in here. But one of the brake lines started leaking on him, which we think it was just loose. We tightened it down, started the truck, hit the brakes, and it's not leaking anymore. So we're gonna move the truck a little bit and see if it does leak. But he also had the lift cable for the plow snap on him. So we pulled that off and we have it in the bed of my truck here. You can see it's all frayed. So we're gonna have to grab one of those from our main shop and bring it up to replace that later. Kevin is working on this loader. If you remember when we had this loader sandblasted and repainted, when we pulled it apart, the two bolts here for the steps snapped inside. There's a welded nut on the inside here, one on each hole, and they snapped in there. We've tried drilling them and getting them out, but it's just not coming. So I called my father. We're gonna drill these welded nuts completely off and then just use a lock nut on the back here with longer bolts instead of the ones that you normally would use. It's a lot simpler than sitting here wasting time trying to get those out. So he's about to take care of that. Also, on one of our trucks outside here, they had this light. I'll show you real quick on a sander here. They had this light running off. I think this sander will have it. Actually, this might not. Yeah, it does. So off of this motor, they had the light piggybacked on the side, and this motor makes too much power for this light. So basically what happened is the cable burnt up. I'll show you right here. I have it also pulled off. The cable completely burnt up on both ends. It's probably through this whole cable, but it melted the entire thing and was basically shorting out that sander, so it stopped working. So we took this light off. We're gonna have to wire it somewhere different on that truck. So right now they don't have a salt spreader light, but it is what it is. They're gonna have to deal with it if they need that truck and not be able to see their salt, but it's better than not having a salter at all. Once we're done with the stuff in here, we have two Salt Dogg spreaders around the corner here, which I'll need to move our loaders to get to. Actually, yeah, I will have to move both of them, but I got to throw this boom on and grab this top Salt Dogg spreader. This is going in that new truck that we picked up yesterday, so I got to put it in the bed of my Colorado. It's going to be awfully large in there, but we got to put it in there and get it down to our shop so we can throw it in that truck and get that truck complete. We do have quite a bit of work on that truck as far as getting it cleaned up, throwing the plows on and whatnot, and now getting the sander on. So let's get back in here, help Kevin with this, and then we'll get this loaded and head on down to our main shop. park. Come on out here. I'm gonna go down. Just watch this. You might have to push it back a little bit. Ready? Yeah. All right, guys, so we got this salt dog spreader in the bed of my Colorado, and it is big. It is a little bit too big to fit in here. The sides here are hitting on the side rails on my bed. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's leaning a little bit like that. So we got it strapped down. We should be good. We got one strap over the top here, two straps in the front pulling it down. We also just checked this truck. We moved it out and it's not leaking brake fluid anymore. So this fitting here was loose and we just tightened it, but we topped off the brake fluid. That's good. We have to get a cable for the front here. We took the old one off. That's where it hooks right there and right there. So we got to make one and bring it up with us later. I parked this loader over here. We got one bolt in. The other bolt that we had was too long, so we got to bring one up with us later. We're coming up anyway, so you can see we have one here. It is fairly long, but we couldn't get the one nut off that's welded in there, so it created like a spacer for us, so it worked out perfect. But we need to get one more shorter one for down here, but this ladder is as sturdy as it's going to get with the three, so it's really not necessary, but obviously it's better than just having three. But we're gonna get this shop all locked up and get out of here, and then I will see you guys down at our main shop. All right, guys, so we are down here at our main shop now, and we pulled this salt dog spreader out of my Colorado, and on our way down here plans changed, and it turns out we're actually not going to use this salt spreader. So this will go back in my truck with me this afternoon, and we're going to bring it back up to our Orange County yard, put it back in storage. But our plan is the truck that we have up there that we were working on this morning with the leaking brake line is actually being replaced with this truck. That's the whole reason we bought this. That truck up there is not in the best shape. This is obviously much nicer, and we just built it, put the plows on it, put the sander on it. We put a lot of time into this, and it's actually a very nice truck. I know a lot of you guys were leaving negative comments about the motor and stuff, but we don't drive these trucks much at all. We'll put a couple 100 miles on them a year, if that, and there could be a chance that it goes out maybe once or twice, but who knows. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. Everybody has their opinion about these, so it is what it is. This truck is going to become Rodrigo's new truck, and we're going to pull the spreader off of the truck that had the leaking brake line and put it in here. So we need to get this truck completely buttoned up. It is 99% there. We can bring this up to Orange County, and then we can bring the other truck down here, or we might leave the truck there and just bring the sander down here and get it in this truck. So we do have quite a bit of work left on this truck to get it where we want it, but we want to get it out in the field working and see if any other issues arise while we're plowing. We know that we have the one check engine light for the DEF system, so we got to address that, but we're hoping that everything else is sound on it and we don't run into any more issues. But we obviously have to get it out there and road test it, hopefully with some snow, and see what happens. All right, guys, we are back in Orange County. I just threw the chains up on top of the spreader here. Kevin is inside putting the cable on that plow. I got our loader warming up. I need to throw the boom on and drop it back on top of the other one over there. right, so Kevin got the new cable on here all clamped down back through the wheel. He's gonna lift it up real quick just so we can see it. Said he already did it, so it should be good. Perfect. All right, so this truck is complete. No more issues. Plow's fixed. Brake line is fixed. And like I was saying, this salt spreader, being that this is the truck that's getting replaced with the red 4300 down in our main shop, this salt spreader we're gonna pull out and bring down to our shop once the red truck is complete. And this will go in the new TerraStar that we just picked up. So this will end up being Rodrigo's salt spreader. And this is much nicer, and it's actually a lot bigger. I think it's a 10-footer versus the Salt Dog is an 8-footer. So you just get that much more salt in the salter and you don't have to go back as much. So that is what's happening with this, if you didn't understand what I was saying before. But Kevin also threw the bolt on the staircase for the wheel loader. We don't need to go look at that. You guys all know what a bolt looks like. So that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Peace.